Welcome to our Croatia road trip series. We are traveling along the coast, discovering historic towns, hidden places, and some of Croatia's most beautiful national parks. In this episode, we are heading to Krka National Park, famous for its waterfalls and dramatic scenery. But first, we explore Skradin and Sibenik, two very different places to base yourself nearby. We will compare both towns, share everything you need to know before visiting the national park. And by the end of the video, you will find out whether the park is really worth adding to your Croatia itinerary or not. Today is another beautiful day in Croatia and we left Zadar. We are driving towards south, but before going to actual place that we are going to stay and sleep tonight, we stop here. This is Skradin in the national park, and it's a very small village. A lot of people come here as tourists or local just to take a boat trip or rent a car, go around. So we will have lunch here and just walk around to enjoy the bit. Skradin might be small, but it has a long history. During Roman times, it was known as Skradina and became an important port, connecting the river with the Roman military camp. Today, this town is close to one of the main entrances to Krka National Park. Its main marina attracts luxury yachts, and locals told us that celebrities often stop here while traveling along the Croatian coast. Bill Gates has reportedly visited Skradin and Krka with his family, while Michael Jordan was photographed here last year. It's worth mentioning that Skradin is also popular with people looking for a more active holiday. You can rent an e-bike here and explore the surrounding countryside. This is a very quiet village and it's home to around 1,000 people. During the summer and peak season, it gets very busy with tourists, but in general right now is end of May. So not many tourists are around here and it's just very peaceful and quiet. The fortress here. And we are trying to find the fortress. My favorite plant is cactus. And they're here. So many of them. This is Turina Fortress. It was built more than 700 years ago. Only part of the fortress remains today, but it's free to visit and most people climb up here for the view. From the top, you can see the whole town, the marina and the Krka River. I'm sure this is easily the best viewpoint in this town. We are at the top of the village. We have a panoramic view of surrounding. Inside the fortress we found the abandoned room. But it's cooler than outside, so it's good to be here a bit. We noticed that a lot of restaurants in Croatia, they serve Italian food like Caesar salad, pasta, ravioli, gnocchi. It's very common and it's so hot, so I went for Caesar salad, and it's an amazing place because we have a great view of marina and the boats. It's beautiful there. We are in a shade, so it's better. You don't need much time to explore Skradin. It's pretty small, and I would describe it as a sleepy little town. The drive from Skradin to Sibenik takes less than half an hour, so the two places are easy to combine in one trip. Sibenik is another great place for visiting Krka National Park, especially if you want more restaurants, accommodation options, and things to do in the evening. Sibenik is actually where we are going to stay tonight, and this town is so pretty. Right now is end of May and there are not many tourists around, which is perfect because you can walk around and take photos without people being in your photos or rushing out or waiting too long. You can literally take a photo. This is the great time for photographers, videographers to come here. But you can imagine during July and August here is packed, and this is great base because we also can go to the national park and go for a walk. But today we had a long way to get here, not long way, long day, so we just want to enjoy the town. Sibenik is one of the oldest towns on Croatia's Adriatic coast and was first mentioned in 1066. Unlike many other coastal cities in Croatia, it was founded by Croats rather than by the Romans or Greeks. The old town grew beneath St. Mark's Fortress, with narrow stone streets, small squares, and historic buildings leading down towards the waterfront. Its most famous landmark is the Cathedral of St. James, a UNESCO World Heritage Site built entirely from stone. It might be smaller and less famous than Split or Zadar, but that's part of its charm. It feels lively without being overwhelming, and there are plenty of accommodation options, from apartments in the old town to larger hotels nearby. I will leave a link to where we stay along with some of the highest rated accommodation options in the description. Even if you don't want to visit the national park, Sibenik is a great place to stay if you're looking for somewhere more relaxed. And make sure you watch the sunset from the waterfront. It is magical. Today we are planning to go to the national park, Krka. We are on our way. Before going, we want to grab a breakfast. And here is the cafe that we can have coffee. But there is a bakery. Usually cafe here don't serve pastry, so we buy the coffee from them and the pastry from the bakery. So let's go buy our pastry from them. This donut can cover whole of my face. It's so huge. And now we are here in the cafe with our coffee and fresh squeezed orange juice. This is perfect. Krka National Park is only around a 20-minute drive from Sibenik, which is another reason the city makes such a convenient base. Of course, driving is the most convenient way to visit Krka National Park. But you can also visit the park on organized day trip from cities including Zadar and Split. Unlike Plitvice Lakes, where we had to choose a specific entry time, Krka only asked us to select a day. That gave us much more flexibility because we could arrive whenever we were ready. Just remember that online tickets are normally non-refundable.
So there are two entrances to this national park. One is in Skradin and this one that is called Lozovac. I just read online and basically if you use your own car it's better to come to Lozovac because there's a huge free car park, so we parked there. And then you can decide to walk down to this point or take the bus, but when we were up there they suggested us to just take the bus because it's easier, otherwise it's very hard to walk down here and then you can start your hike closer to the lakes. Also the shuttle bus is included as well in the price of the ticket, which was for us in this season 20 euros per day per person.
is a popular national park in Croatia and many travelers come here, but it's not as busy and popular as Plitvice National Park. That one is kind of the most popular attraction in the area. We had to go there early. We had to start our walk very early, before 8 a.m. and by 10 it was so crowded. But here we came kind of like later. Now it's 10:30 and there are not so many people around. Literally you can walk in a peaceful pace and it's still relaxing. I know I pronounced Plitvice differently in this video, but believe me, pronouncing Croatian place names is not an easy task. Krka National Park is built around the Krka River and is best known for its waterfalls, clear pools, and lush green scenery. We are actually visiting the famous area in the park, known as Skradinski Buk, where a series of waterfalls and cascades flow over natural limestone barriers. A wooden walking trail takes you through the forest and across the streams. There are several different viewpoints, so we can see the waterfalls from several angles. The paths are easy to follow, but some sections can be narrow and busy, especially around the main viewpoints. Of course, when you reach some famous spots like famous waterfalls here, you see a lot of people coming in, but there are some spots you can literally find around the area that you can take a photo. Actually, it will be a nice photo and unique photo. Just be creative. For photography, you need to be creative and do something that resonates with you and is you. Usually I don't like to take the same photos that everyone takes, and I want to find a unique spot, and I found this one. No one sits here to take a photo. Everyone goes on a beach or some other spot for standing. You might have seen older photos of people swimming beneath the waterfall. But swimming is no longer allowed here at Skradinski Buk. Since 2021, swimming has been restricted to a few designated areas elsewhere in the park. The circular trail is only around 1.9 kilometers long, so the whole walk doesn't take very long, but you will probably spend longer here if you stop at the viewpoints and take photos, like we do. The main part is very small and most tourists, they come there and just go around and that's it. But we wanted to walk a bit more, so we are on this path which goes to Skradin. But we are not going there because our car is the other side, but just a bit to enjoy the nature and be next to the river. And literally there is no one, not many people take this path. Even if you enter the park from Skradin, you don't have to walk all the way. There is a boat you can take and there is a stop there. You can walk around the touristy area and then take a boat back. But I highly recommend you to walk because you are in nature, why not? We followed the path towards Skradin, but because our car was parked back at the Lozovac entrance, we eventually had to turn around and walk the same way back. It was a very hot day, and since swimming wasn't an option here, we decided to find somewhere nearby to cool down. We ended up here at the small beach near Sibenik with the beautiful view across the water towards the old town. The beach is not the sandy beach, so it's not very pleasant to walk barefoot. Keep in mind if you are coming here, wear like waterproofs or some slippers that you can actually use it in the water. I'm barefoot. I'm okay with that, but it's painful. It's beautiful. We have the view of the whole town. This is a free public beach, and there is a small bar where you can buy drinks and snacks. This is our first one on a floating bouncy castle, middle of the ocean, actually middle of the sea.